Okay, let's talk about 2020 because we can. It's time. So one of the names that's often bandied is Michael Bloomberg, former New York City mayor. He yesterday did something extraordinary. He gave $1.8 billion to his alma mater, Johns Hopkins. And he said that he did it for scholarship funds, for financial aid, for people of low or middle income who he doesn't want them to be saddled with student loans after college, as so many people are. And this means that they will sort of forever be able to give financial aid for a long, long time to their students. So that's a wonderful altruistic move. Is he running for president in 2020 or what?
I think he is running. I think this particular gift follows a pattern. He has given hundreds of millions of dollars. You can't go on that campus and look in any direction and not see a building that, you know, it's the Bloomberg Center for this, the Bloomberg, which is all great. I think this one's a little bit different because it goes to the idea that education should be available to everyone. I think the really interesting thing about Bloomberg, though, is not education. It's his big issue is climate change. And there hasn't been a politician that's been able to turn climate change into a successful political victory. I mean, Al Gore came close, and a lot of what he did came after the election. But I think that's what you're going to see him move forward on, because that's what he believes.
Look, I think he's made a lot of donations to Johns Hopkins. This doesn't impress me as something. He's not trying to win the Maryland primary.
You're not impressed.
No, I'm hugely impressed by the gift.
Berman gives $1.8 billion all the time.
He cannot. Let me tell you, my alma mater needs my $50 a year. You know, like they need a root canal. But Amy, you know. Again, so I think what he did there is terrific, and it's for scholarships there. I think that Bloomberg is running for president independent of that. My question to you is, are there any Democratic voters out there clamoring for Michael Bloomberg? He doesn't seem to be the guy that the base in Iowa and South Carolina and New Hampshire might be pining for.
No, I mean, the base has dramatically shifted left, but he shares a lane with maybe a Joe Biden, a kind of more moderate lane. And I think what he can do with this is, you know, couple it with Bernie Sanders and say, look, I've already done that, and point to what he's done. You know, Bernie Sanders wanted free education. Here's a guy who's contributing to it. But also, he's not in the pocket, and I think a lot of people kind of like this, he's not in the pocket of donors or fundraisers. He is his own man. He can do these kinds of things and make these big gestures. And it's, you know, I think it's the kind of thing that people will like, and a perfect kind of antidote to President Trump, you know, kind of like goodwill, paying it forward. And I think that might shift, you know, the tenor of the country.
And how about how old he is? I mean, you know, he has the good luck of he doesn't have to wait for like the TSA line at the airport. You know, he's been flying private for decades. But you know, I mean, like, do the Democrats have anyone who is not in his or her 70s?
But why are you so ageist?
Because that's a hard job, and you should not be getting that job for the first.
Didn't you see Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump running around, traversing the country when they were close to
first
the
of all,
70s
Hillary.
at that time?
First of all, Donald Trump's health is not a fully resolved question. He's only been president for 2 years. Hillary Clinton had some health problems when she was running, and she wasn't even 70 years old. Joe Biden is in the late 70s. Bernie Sanders is in his late 70s. Michael Bloomberg is in his mid 70s. You know, Elizabeth Warren is not quite 70. But that's old.
But of the 30 candidates who are going to get in here, there's plenty of young people. There'll be plenty of choice. I think when you're out of power, a big determination among activists is, can this person win? Mm-hmm. Because when you're out of power, you kind of put aside some of the idealistical divisions that, you know, and policy divisions. I think Trump has accelerated that. That gives him a chance. But John, I agree with your original premise of the question. It's not a natural fit with Democratic activists. So I think it's an uphill battle for him.
Joe agrees with me. So let's end there. Let's end the discussion with I agree with your original point, John. I appreciate it. Thanks very much.